All right, good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Good morning, guys. Good morning. YouTube, guys, apologies. My camera is playing up today, so I am on my computer camera. Hopefully it's okay. Audio should still be perfect, but if the camera funny is a little bit funny, yeah, that's why. But hopefully it's all good. Audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Let me just move these screens. Let me turn this down a little bit. Ooh. Cool. All right. Welcome back, guys. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for the past 7 years, mainly focusing on gold futures here in the European session. Camera's fine. Awesome. So welcome back, everyone. It's currently 7:36 London time. We got London open in about 25 minutes. Gold is finally starting to have some nice pullbacks, which is better than seeing some all-time highs. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this analysis here on gold. Let's do some clean analysis and see what we have for the day ahead. I do like the idea of some London longs here this morning. But let's see. Let's have a look. Before we do anything, guys, remember, let's have a look at the news. First thing we want to do in the morning is check the news. What do we have coming up for the day? Let me just have a quick look here. So today it is Thursday. Morning, everyone. Good morning, man. Good morning, Zoom guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. So today is final GDP for the US dollar, 1:30 London time. So that's going to be some pretty big news there. 1:30 London time, the markets could get pretty active, and we also have unemployment claims. And then tomorrow, Friday the 26th, we have core PCE price index, 1:30 London time as well. And I believe this is the final full week of September. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, man. Good morning. Yeah, final full week of September. We got Monday and Tuesday next week. So that means next week, next Friday, is going to be NFP fun again. Right back to NFP. So let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these markets. See what we're seeing here, guys. Let me just get my currency chart up here. What have we done in Asia today? Kind of pushed up, pushed down, bit of a range. So not really too much has happened so far here today, which is good. It means London could give us some nice moves. Let's get rid of this. So what's nice to see here on gold is the daily finally starting to find some resistance. You know, it's tough to trade gold when you're peaking all-time highs, so it is very nice to see gold finally starting to have a bit of a pullback from them all-time highs and finally giving us market structure to the left to actually base trades. Now, not looking for any full-blown reversals here on gold, but to be honest, from what we can see, a pullback is healthy. You know, maybe come back down and retest these breakout levels from mid-September, you know, back down at what, 37.30-ish. Maybe retest this 37.50 level, yesterday's lows. Two very interesting levels. Now, with the way that today's candle is currently opening, you know, yesterday you held 3,800 close nice and bearish, having a bit of a pullback. To me, when I look at this daily, it does look bearish. Now, the only thing I'm kind of looking at here on gold is the potential for a bit of a liquidity grab before we can go back lower. So we do have some highs up here where, you know, what do we know gold loves to do before a retracement? Loves to come up, tag the highs, and then have that pullback. So that is a possibility. If we don't come up and tag these highs, and, you know, in the next 20 minutes we start waking back down below, then great. We got some nice shorts down into these Asia lows. So we want to stay. The good thing about gold is, you know, we can be open to both sides today. I'm not just saying gold longs because the daily has actually showed me that it's time to find some resistance. I've got that confirmation, bit of bearishness. We closed below previous day lows, so that's a good sign of bearishness. Now when I come onto the charts, I can be much more neutral. And it kind of looks pretty similar to this. You know, you got that decent bearish closure who followed through the next day. So, you know, yesterday on the charts, we were only looking, here we were only looking for longs. Very bullish, same as here. However, now the daily's kind of shown us its cards, we can be much more reactive and much more neutral. when we look at these markets. I was looking for some initial longs here on gold, for a bit of a pullback on the currency back up into that 37.50 and also back up into these highs here. However, there wasn't really an opportunity to do it just yet. You know, you kind of see you had this bit of range here. This is the final breakout, so if we can, what do we have from here into here? 60 ticks, amazing. If we don't tag these highs, where would our next downside target be? These levels down here. So we got two pretty decent levels in here on gold. Two pretty decent areas for the day. The nice thing with gold today is this is a very decent range today. From the highs to the lows is about a 220 tick range. 220 tick range is fantastic here for the London session. And yeah, we'll have a look at NQ this morning, guys. We can look at some currency pairs as well. We don't have to just look at gold. Gold does look like it's gold looks like it's going to have a bit of a sell-off here, which is nice. If we get this, you know, if this hourly does end up closing back below here, then great. We can see if we can, we'll see if we can potentially get some shorts. Very neutral today. If we break above call, we got longs up into these highs. If we hold back below call, there's potential for shorts. 4 hour here on gold, we can kind of see. Let me just have a look at the 4 hour on the currency. Yeah, 4 on the currency looks bullish. 4 on the currency on the futures looks a little bit indecisive. We got big 4 hour resistance here. We have very big 4 hour support here. So we've just held the highs. We've also held the lows. So let's see where gold wants to break out for the day, guys. See what gold's going to give us. Let me just move this here. But yeah, very decent sell-off on gold yesterday in the session. I didn't get the shorts, unfortunately. I wasn't really looking for any shorts yesterday. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely sell-off. But to be honest, you know, even if you don't get the shorts, you know, this sell-off gives me more reasons to now be open to more shorts. And you never know. Could we get gold coming back all the way back down into these areas, back down to that 37.50? Absolutely. Very, very, very possible. I think there's some good opportunities coming on gold. GDP today for the US dollar at 1:30 London time will be very, very, very key here. Be very, very key. Would not be that too short at support. Yeah, that's why you'd want to see a bit of a breakout. You'd want to see a bit of a breakout first. I wouldn't just sell here. Yeah, I want to see a bit of a breakout, then I'd short. Because as of right now, you know, you're breaking above, you're holding levels, so we'll see if we can squeeze the highs first. But it'll be all kind of dependent on how this hourly closes. You can see it from this support here, but you can kind of see it from this resistance as well. So you got hourly and 4 hourly resistance here. If you can break back below, cool. Then you can see if you can react to the shorts. Dakota took a short during Asia. Nice, nice, nice. Where did he get short from? Where was Asia? What did Asia do today? We kind of opened. Oh, this did he get? Dakota get this sell off? This one here. That was nice. On his XFA. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me see here. So we got kind of goldie trapped a little bit. And 10 minis in his personal. That guy's crazy. 10 minis in personal. What a guy. Nice. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. That was a pretty decent sell-off, to be fair. You know, once it's maybe broke back below here. 140 ticks, man. These ranges in Asia are huge. Ranges are so big. That's why, I mean, you know, trading micros on the combines right now, sorry, on the XFAs or combines, is a pretty good idea, because like I say, these ranges, you know, from this Asia high to low, it's 200 ticks. That's a very, 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 very big move. And even trading, you know, 4 to 5 to 6 micros, you're still getting great trades. Hopefully getting another 2 combines over the line today. Nice, nice, depending on the market. It's going well so far. Amazing, Damon, amazing, man. We do have GDP today. How much have you got? How much have you got left, man? Another 2 combines. That's amazing. How many do you have in? How many do you have in total? That's awesome. Euro sell-off incoming. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We got gold 50-minute evening star just closing there, but 30 minutes back at support, so I wouldn't sell this evening star just yet. Let's have a look at the euro. So euro daily, let's have a look. So same as gold, big sell-off yesterday. Big sell-off here yesterday. Let me check. No, not that I know of, man. Not that I know of. So big sell-off on the euro. Nice big long on the US dollar. So big US dollar strength. Big sell-off on the euro. Big sell-off on gold. The only thing with the euro is, though, don't get me wrong, this is a very decent sell-off yesterday. I certainly wouldn't want to be buying this, but we are also back down at massive support. Look at this higher time frame on the euro. It's very choppy. It's not only is it very choppy, it's also you're almost shorting back down into support. But I mean, you know, shorts do make sense. It's definitely not a market I'd want to be buying. The only thing with shorting the euro here is you are selling right back into support. And, you know, I mean, you do have, you know, let's say some lows down here, but I think if you're going to get that big of a push, very likely be with GDP. So if I was going to sell the euro, yeah, I want to see a bit of a pullback first. Bit of a pullback before I want to sell the euro. Just got 1 XFA, nice. Needs 800 to pass the combines. Amazing, man. Building the buffer up since taking my first payout. Currently at 4K. That's amazing, damn. 4K is amazing, man. Well, the Dash 25 is still going. There you go. Yeah, create a double bottom. Yeah, it might pull back to short into that. Double bottom is what we'd want to be selling into. If you see a double bottom, that could be a nice short opportunity. So yeah, if I was going to sell the euro, yeah, I'd want to see a bit of a pullback here. You kind of already pushed. You've already had a huge sell-off yesterday. You'd probably get a very likely, probably get a bit of a range before maybe selling off later on. So let's see. So let's see what we get here for gold. Gold trying to find some support on this 30-minute breakout level. So you're kind of holding this support, holding this resistance. You did get that 15-minute morning star play, but like I say, I wouldn't want to sell this. Evening star. I wouldn't want to short this evening star just yet. We got the London Open in 10 minutes as well. So if you wanted to short this, you'd prefer to see them sweep 82.5. Yeah, somewhere around that. You know, I'd like to long up into that before trying to short. You know, if I think gold's going to do something like this before shorting, well, then I'd love to look for an opportunity to potentially buy up into that level, and that could just be my trade. And that's an 80-tick position, which is very nice. But yeah, I agree, Dan. With where it is right now, it's kind of a big make or break level. So I want to see how this hourly candle is going to close. Because you're holding support, holding resistance. I want to see if this is actually just going to close bullish and then see if we can bottom wick and buy it. Or if we wick back down below this level of, let's say, 3771, then you may just be open to shorts. So this hourly close here on gold in 10 minutes is going to be very key. Nice thing about gold coming into the London session today is we haven't had, you know, a crazy huge move before London Open, which is good. You know, a lot of times this week we've been jumping on. And pre-London, you know, it's already been pushing like 200 plus ticks. Well, thankfully today we've been stuck in this range for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So we could get a nice London Open push here. So let's see. NQ sell. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hourly bullish closure would be, yeah, nice flip. Yep, absolutely flip of the 30. Yeah, so NQ has been on a nice sell-off as well, which has been very, very, very nice. Look at this here in NQ. Bearish for the past 2 days, which is nice to finally see. Finding some major resistance around that 25,000 level. Let me get rid of these levels. So we've got 25,000 there. Where's our next key level? We've got 24 there. Let me change this to... Let me just skip this on a bit. The silver short's nice. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So NQ, yeah, you did get a decent, bearish closure yesterday. You know, you are starting to hold some support, which is interesting. Remember, it was still so bullish. You know, you kind of came down, held some levels here yesterday. Let me just make this 100%. We got London open in 9 minutes here, guys. 9 minutes. So 4-hour time frame here. You did have some nice support here. You've also just held some nice resistance. So you got resistance around that 24.78 level. And you have support, kind of nicely actually, a nice key level there, 24,700. So you got support at 24,700. That's the 4-hour. Let's have a quick look at this intraday. You're already getting a pretty decent sell-off here. The difference between NQ and gold right now is NQ's already had a decent pullback here. Decent sell-off from 5 a.m. You're already down a pretty decent amount. Well, almost 70 points here. So I would see if you can find some support here for a potential pullback. It's not an area where I would want to be selling, because if I'm selling this, you know, where's my risk to reward and where's my targets? So there's not really anywhere for me to want to sell NQ here. To be honest, I would be watching this to find some support for a pullback. I think this is a potential pullback level here. Let me just have a look at Goldie here as well. Goldie's going to be key here. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So yeah, NQ again, this hourly will be key. But to me, you could easily start to find some support from here and have a bit of a pullback. I think if you wanted to get short here, then you know you want to be getting short from maybe back up at these areas. So potential for a potential scalp long before then maybe getting short. We spoke about some nice gold longs yesterday. When gold was having this huge sell-off, we spoke about gold coming for a bit of a pullback. It kind of did exactly that. This is where we were trading gold yesterday, and as gold was pushed, as NQ was pushed into these levels, we said we could find some support here and then wick all the way back above. Well, that's pretty much exactly what we did. I don't think there was much of an entry to catch it though. To be honest, it was a very, very, very aggressive pullback. So that was our liquidity level from yesterday. You know, you kind of just broke out and just non-stop huge push in the London session. Before then, aggressive sell-off in New York. But what did you also do in New York before this sell-off on NQ? That's right here. What did we do? Came up, tagged the highs, huge sell-off. You guys on Zoom, I know Aled yesterday got like a $2,000 short on his XFA, selling this move on NQ. $2,000, I think it was in like a couple of minutes, shorting this. It's absolutely huge. Huge. So, yeah, let's be watching NQ down at these levels for potential longs. It's not an area where I'd want to get short. If I'd want to get short, you know, be back up at some nice resistance levels. Favorite sites you have visited in Spain? I don't think I've really visited many sites, to be honest, man. There's a pretty cool museum here that I went to go see in Valencia. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like someone said it's a museum and this. What is this? I went to go see this. This is pretty fun. This thing. Other than that, I haven't really seen too much, to be honest. Been on a just been relaxing, enjoying the weather, eating some food, trading with you guys, and haven't really been sightseeing too much, to be honest. Just been been enjoying the weather and the food and spending time with Kate and Sammy and just living the life, eating a lot. Definitely a very good spot for food. There's a lot of food choices here in Valencia. 4 minutes here, guys. Anything can happen here on gold. Look at this. Wicking above. If you wick back below, is there potential for short? Yes, there is, but look at where you're short into. Unfortunately, you're shorting right into support. So you've got resistance here. You've got support down here. And there's not really much here in the 4 hours. So we may have a look at some other markets. Depending on how aggressive, if we break aggressively, I do like these liquidity levels. I wouldn't want to get chopped too much up in a range. But these highs here that I have marked on, I'm only interested in buying up into these highs if you get back above and then we can buy. So right now, I'm not buying up into these highs because you're wicking down back below. Any food you've been surprised at in a good or bad way? No, not really, to be honest, man. I guess it's just here, there's a massive choice of places to eat, which is very good. Also, the Spanish people eat very, very late. Like, most restaurants don't actually open till like 7:30 at night. I'm usually in bed by then. No, I'm not usually I'm not usually in bed, but yeah, they eat pretty late over here. London open in 2 minutes here, guys. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, it's very, 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 very late. You eat like what, 8 till 9 to 9:30 o'clock at night? Please check the Dow. Definitely, let's have a look at the Dow. We've got time here. We've got 2 minutes till we're going to get this London open. Let's have a look. Here I am in Aussie in like 6. Yeah, same as me, man. Yeah, that's the same as me. Same as me. So Dow kind of very similar here. To me, this looks like a very, very nice market structure market here. You had this grab of the lows. You had this huge push up into 4,700. 47,000. Massive break back below. Retested this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and a very, very nice sell-off. This would have been a beautiful sell-off if you trade the Dow. When was this? Yesterday. Look at this and yesterday. Held this head and shoulders. Massive liquidity grab. Beautiful, beautiful sell-off. So next levels here on the Dow. Still watching Goldie here, guys. We got time. Next levels on the Dow would be to come for a much, much nicer sell-off. That was a very, very, very nice market structure. Let's clean up some of these. Liquidity levels. Oh, am I getting hacked? What was that? Let's not do that. Let's clean up some of these. Yeah, 9:30 to 10 is the earliest. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So lovely, lovely rejection from that 47 level. Decent sell-off yesterday. So I'll be looking for more sells down here. Again, though, it's kind of very similar to NQs. Although I do believe you're gonna, squeeze this support and squeeze out any early sellers. Because it's that big of a support, could you still get an initial reaction higher? Possibly. Dozing at 12 a.m. Appreciate tuning in for the late night grind. I don't think you'll miss too much here on Goldie today, though. You got time. We got time. But yeah, this was very, very, very nice here. Look at this. This is beautiful. I don't trade the Dow, but this is very nice. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, huge sell-off. So with where the Dow is right now, I would imagine you would get a lot of people getting trapped in buys here potentially. Looking like something like this. And I do think you'd probably come down and squeeze these lows. Now, although this is a massive, massive level of support, even before we break it, you're still probably going to have a potential bounce before squeezing lower. So overall, I would be bearish here on the Dow. But I would be careful selling right now. Again, kind of similar to Enki. You've already had a decent push down. So I'll see if you can maybe pull back and then see if you can get some shorts. But very, very, very nice sell-off yesterday. We've got London open here as well, guys. Let's have a look at that hourly closure here on gold. Let's see what we got for the day. So big hold of this resistance here on gold. We're currently trapped between a 50 tick range. So we have resistance here. We have support right here on gold. So it's a little bit of a tough range here to start. 30-minute did close back below. Maybe if we can come down, grab some lows, get back above. We do have the longs. For sells on gold right now, I would maybe consider some shorts on gold below. Let's see. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Let's clean this up. So if we want to get some longs, we want to see maybe a tag of 30 lows and a bullish closure. If we want to get short here on gold, then I would like to get short below, let's say 37.69. Looks like a pretty decent area. 37.69. Because you kind of see, you tried to break back above here. You broke right back below, held it, pushed up. So unless you close back below this level, I won't go short. If you do close below, cool, I'll consider shorts. But as long as you hold above this, I wouldn't mind seeing if we can get these potential longs here on gold. I'm very, very neutral here on gold, guys. It's not a type of range to be predictive or be glued to a certain bias. We have to let the market show us our cards, and then we can react. Like what we say, guys, we want to be trading from that if-then scenario. If we do this, then if we do this, then we'll go short. If we hold above, then we'll go long. It's not on a level that we want to be thinking too much. Let's have a look at the lower time frame here on gold. Trying to find some support. Yeah, I'd love to see it maybe come down, wick some lows before we get long here. Again, though, if we do get long here on gold, where could we also pull back up into? Could even pull back up into these previous breakout support levels at 37.84-ish, which even if we do get a bullish closure, let's say we push all the way back above here. Well, from here to here, that's still a 100-tick range. That's an absolutely worthwhile range to wait for that candle to confirm the move and then take our trade. The only thing I kind of do like right now, it's only really on the currency chart, is the 4 hour on the currency chart. To me, looks like you want to come up for a bit of a liquidity grab above 37.50. But again, what looks nice and what's going to happen are two very different things. But I do like these Asia highs. 1 a.m. London time, there's some nice highs up there for a potential squeeze up into, before then maybe having that pullback. And we do have to remember, even when we look at gold in the higher time frame, remember gold still has been very, 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 very bullish. And with final GDP today, anything can happen. This is still huge support. Remember, gold's still very, very, very bullish. Very bullish. So I still think the smart trade overall is reacting to longs. But again, I'm not glued to longs. I could maybe consider some shorts if I do get a breakout and reason to sell gold just for a pullback, just maybe like a pullback scalp trade. But I wouldn't be looking for a huge trending sell. On your entry candle, do you wait for the close above/below the body or the wick for the last candle? Mainly, ideally, I want to see a body closure above. I want to see a body closure above a level. For instance, here on gold, you can see this body did close above this previous wick, but it still didn't really close above this resistance. I'd want to see a body closure above. Yeah, I'd want to see a body closure above. Did you just tag the 30 lows there? Almost. How long are you traveling so far? I've been back in Europe for, I want to say, almost 2 months. But I'm not really traveling around right now. I mean, I am. Like, I'm kind of traveling like a month at a time. I like unpacking and having my proper setup. So, yeah, I'll be spending the next couple of months here in Europe, exploring some different countries. In terms of like when did I actually first start travel trading? Probably back like 6 years ago or something now, which is absolutely crazy when I think about it. My first experience into traveling and trading was first of all in Europe actually. I then headed over to lots of different Asian countries and I mean, I've been away from the UK, which is kind of where I grew up in Jersey, for the past 6 years or something. Maybe even longer, maybe even 7 years, 6 years or something. Where did you learn your gold strategy? Where did you learn your strategy from on gold? It's not really anything I learned. Unfortunately, I wish I did. It's just something I've kind of adapted with time. I used to trade a lot of different currency pairs. Then I kind of adapted my strategy just for intraday trading gold. I did a lot of different courses and strategies in the earlier days. But the way I trade now in terms of liquidity grabs and the price action, I never really learned it specifically from just one place. A lot of it's just timing the markets and seeing the same things happen over and over again. I wish I did though. I'd be way ahead of my journey if I did learn it specifically. Yeah, 30-minute lows tagged on the futures, not the currency. Yep, I can see that, man. I can see that. So it might come down a little bit lower here before getting back above. To be honest, we just want to see a little bit of volume here on gold. We don't want to get caught up in this range. We want to see some volume. You can kind of see a bit of a trend line coming up here. You can see some kind of market structure coming down here as well. Pre-London though, he did come up and kind of tag these highs pretty nicely. Tagged these highs and pulled back. See, if I was to look at this on gold, I'm not really looking at it because I don't want to get too focused on the 5 minute because we know what the 5 minute's like. But if I was to look at this, to me this looks like you're going to get some downside. Just because you have this kind of picture perfect market structure up. You know, if gold's going to have a true move up, you know, there's very rarely that you'll see this. What does gold typically love to do? More so something like this. But I'm trying not to get too focused on the 5 minute. Why am I not focusing on the 5 minute? Well, because the high time frame is ranging right now. And if the hourly's ranging, the 5 minute's not going to tell me too much more other than it'll probably end up chopping me up. I just kind of want to see at least first 15 close the London session and see if we can actually break out here. NQ still back down at this support here, guys. You've had a very decent sell-off on NQ this morning, pre-London. 5 a.m. London time. Look at this lovely, lovely sell-off. So be watching NQ down here to find some potential support. Someone did mention silver. Let's have a look. Do you want to trade London every day? Yeah, absolutely. We're here every single day from 7:30 till about 8:39 a.m. London time. Silver, let's have a look. So again, silver still at some big support. 44 is a very big level. You know, yes, they did close bearish, but what did you also do yesterday? You tagged previous day lows and never actually closed below. So there's some pretty decent support there on silver. Now, if I was looking at this on gold, this looks great for a buy. Why does this look great for a buy? What did you do? You came down, tagged the lows. You have a key level of 44. You also have a pretty decent trend line coming down. So I think a lot of people could be getting trapped in potential shorts on silver. And you may likely squeeze this higher. Now, we don't trade trend lines in the most traditional way, but I would imagine most people are probably looking at something like this. People try and short third touches of trend lines. You're more likely to get that squeeze and come up and grab some levels. So nice hourly morning star here on silver as well, shaping up. Pre-London 6 a.m. came down, had a nice liquidity grab, wicked all the way back above, and now you're kind of having a nice breakout. Now the only thing with silver is, I mean, I don't day trade silver, but I like to break it down for you guys, is you do have resistance right here at 44.35-ish. It's almost like you're buying right back up into resistance, which makes sense because it looks pretty choppy. But this looks good for some longs. If gold can follow suit, that'd be fantastic. Good question, man. At what point in your trading career you started traveling? Had a ton of funded accounts at a time. Seems like traveling these days is way expensive than 5 years ago. Depends where you go, to be honest, man. You would be very surprised at how cheap you can actually make traveling and trading. You could travel and trade making like 2,000 to 3,000 a month. And that was all I was really focused on. When I personally took the leap, I had already been trading for 1.5 to 2 years. So I'd gone through a lot of failures and struggles. I was starting to gain consistency. I think I had about 150 in funded accounts, and I also had personal capital. But that personal capital was more so like a kind of savings account for me. I kind of wish I documented my earlier days more. That's one thing I always say to you guys. I said it on my latest YouTube videos. Document your upcoming journey, because it's a great thing to be able to look back on. It's one thing I wish I did more. But yeah, I was traveling and trading, just trading for like 2,000 to 3,000 a month. You live somewhere in Asia for 2,000 to 3,000 a month, you'd be very, very, very surprised at what you can get. You can get very, very nice places. Me personally, I didn't really care too much about trying to make, 10 grand, 20 grand a month like you see on social media. All I really cared about was like, if I can just make even a little bit less than what I'm making a 9-to-5 job, I'm going to be way happier, and I'm going to be free, and mentally I'm going to be in a better mindset to focus on scaling my trading even more. I say to you guys, a lot of people go backpacking with no income. So I'm like, what's the worst thing that can happen? I go traveling, I give it a shot for a couple of years. If it doesn't work, guess what? My hometown's still going to be there. My old job's still going to be there. Everything else is still going to be there. The only risk I have is not taking the leap. So try and get some sort of consistency down first. Prove to yourself that you can actually do it. Have a decent amount of savings to take off any pressure of having to need to make money from trading. And just treat it as like, I'm just going to go traveling for a year. If it doesn't work out, guess what? I'm going to have the best year of my whole entire life, and I will never regret it. That's all I don't really care about. But for me, the most beneficial thing was, and most beneficial thing is, the old job might be there, but the same job will definitely be there. Not the same job, but yeah, same career. I had that experience as well. So you gotta walk back into anything. Yeah, that's crazy. Look, my rent is £350 in Southeast Asia, and it can be done way cheaper. Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, I used to watch videos of like gold starting to get a bit of a breakout. We got this first 15-minute close coming in 2 minutes ago. I used to watch videos of like people who travel and trade in like Bangkok, for example. Like you can get some incredible apartments or condos, they call it, in Thailand. Like rooftop pool, rooftop gym, like beautiful place for so cheap. You'd be very, very surprised. You don't need to be making thousands and thousands and thousands. But for me, the most important thing was like, when I was trying to trade whilst working a job I absolutely hated, mentally I was just setting myself up for failure, because I would take all that negativity out onto the charts and expect to be a good trader. It was like I needed to be mentally in a better place to be able to perform better on the charts. And that's why for me, traveling and traveling and trading has helped me so much mentally, because I feel like my mind is so fresh when I'm exploring new countries. And I'm traveling, I'm seeing new things, I'm experiencing different things. If I take a loss and I'm sat at home, maybe I'll dwell on it a bit more. But if I take a loss and I'm traveling and trading, well, guess what? I close the charts and I go explore wherever I'm traveling and trading. You can get everything you need inside your condo for less than $400. Yeah, there you go, Sean. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. Very, 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 very good. So you could make, like I say, 1,000 to 3,000 a month on average. You're not going to make money every single month, but on average, and be living very well. And if you reverse engineer that to what you would need here on Topstep, it's not as much as you think. And that's why I always say to you guys, slow down. You don't need to be taking multiple trades every single day to make good, consistent gains. If you want to get consistent in these markets, it's about quality. So 15 kind of grabbing the highs here, not really breaking out here. Let's see if we can get a bit of a bullish closure to potentially get long. But you're not really getting too much here on gold just yet. What's your 9-to-5 job? I did lots of things, man. I mainly worked in marketing. I did a lot of digital marketing. I did some, website development for some some people as well. But my main actual job was I was doing SEO and digital marketing. Which, don't get me wrong, it wasn't the worst job in the world. I just didn't love it. If I don't love it, I'm not going to be able to build a good career over it because I need to be passionate about it. The only reason I did digital marketing is because it kind of gave me more flexibility to be able to focus on trading. I knew it was something I could eventually do remote. I didn't go into digital marketing because I loved digital marketing. I went to digital marketing because I knew it was quite a relaxed job. Paid all right, and I knew I could eventually do it remote. So it's like you don't have to take the full leap into traveling and trading and just rely on trading. The more you kind of travel, the more you see that there's so many ways for people to work online these days that you don't need to put that pressure on yourself. You could work a part-time digital marketing job or part-time online job and focus on trading more. And maybe that could sustain your travel and accommodation, and then trading maybe pays for everything else. It's a bit of a top wick here on gold, wicking out these previous highs. No bottom wick on this 15, same as the currency as well. No bottom wick on this 15. If this 15 broken out a little bit more, I'd be buying this. If this 15 just pushes from here, then great, then I'll buy it. Because remember, this range from here to here is still almost 100 ticks, which is very, very, very nice. How much did you lose before you got consistent? I start losing hope. I've lost. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I've lost. My very first account was like £2,500, which was a stupid student loan that I took out because I thought this is easy. I'm gonna, I followed people who quote unquote say copy my trades for free and just join this broker and end up losing the whole entire thing. I probably spent, I don't know, maybe a couple of thousand on my education, and then maybe, I don't know, 1,000 or so on funded accounts. So I'd say probably less than 10,000, or maybe around 10,000. But yeah, you can spend 2 years losing one payout. You just cover the past 2 years. 1 to 2 payouts, you just cover the past 2 years. Euro short. Anything with euro sells, like I was saying, is you're selling at support, and you're also selling after a huge push down yesterday. Personally, again, it's just my personal outlook. I wouldn't be selling the euro. I just don't like the fact that you're shorting right into support. I think euro is going to potentially have a bit of a squeeze higher. I'd be careful short the euro here, personally. Let's have a look at the pound. What's the pound been up to? But we had a decent sell-off with the US dollar gaining strength yesterday as well. Nice thing about the pound here, instant top wick. No bottom wick on this. What's that? Where's that little remove sign there? There you go. Instant top wick on the pound. So the pound probably looks nicer for potential shorts. You're back at resistance here on the pound, so you may get some shorts here. You probably want to see a little bit of a breakout here, though. Again, that's kind of still, you are stuck right spot. Remember, you do have US dollar GDP today as well. Potential 15-minute evening star shaping up here on gold. Wicking out the 15 highs, see if you can break back lower. Back at that Audi resistance as well. What do you think about Google? Is it good to invest? I'm pretty sure. I've personally cashed out on all of my holdings of Google. Google? No, Google's long gone. Google's up 80% since April. 80% for a company like Google is absolutely insane. For me personally, I was buying Google. I was buying Google back in February and March. I was also talking about it as well. I'm fully out of Google. Would I buy Google at all-time highs? No, I wouldn't buy anything at all-time highs personally. I mean, it's a good company to invest in long term, definitely. But would it be a good place to buy here at all-time highs? No, I don't think so. I've cashed out of a pretty decent amount of most of my stocks, to be honest. But yeah, look at this run on Google. It's just huge. From the lows down in April, yeah, you're up almost 80%, which is just incredible for a company like Google. Absolutely incredible. When you uploading a new vlog, really love them. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'll try and do one soon, man. Maybe even, what day is it today? Thursday. I'll probably try and do one this weekend. Get back to some more consistent posting. Depends. What do you guys prefer to see? Do you like to see the vlogs, or do you like to see the trading content, or maybe a mix of both? Vlog content with a bit of trading in the middle. You guys seem to really enjoy the Switzerland video, so I appreciate you guys who did watch that and leave a like. Sammy. Nice. Both, yeah, nice. Cool. Both and Sammy, nice. Educational content and traveling content, nice. Here he is, Alan in the chat. The Welsh Dragon, that was a tongue twist there. Welsh Dragon futures trader. We were just talking about you, Alad. Talking about your very nice NQ short yesterday. You guys on YouTube, you got Alad in the chat. Alad was who I was talking about, who got this $2,000 short here yesterday on NQ. Absolutely incredible push. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, to be honest, I enjoy making the traveling content more. But yeah, I'll do a mix of both. Absolutely. How many hours in front of the charts? How many hours do you sit in front of the charts every day? Good question, man. Including these live streams. So we spend about like an hour and a half here. And then pretty much when I finish the stream, I'm mainly watching 30-minute and hourly candle closures. So not heaps. I would say maybe 2 to 3 hours. Because when I'm kind of off my our London stream here, I'm pretty much watching 30-minute candle closure. It doesn't take me too long to look at 30-minute close, see if there's anything we want to see, and then look to take the trade. So I'd say like 2 to 3 hours. Honestly, depends on the markets. If it's like next week where you have NFP, then it'll be a lot less. But if I think the markets are moving good, then I want to be active. You know, a lot of people will take a winning trade and be like, cool, I'm done for the day. But for me, if I take a good winning trade and I see the markets are moving nicely, well, I want to maximize on it. So I might spend a little bit more that day. I like seeing you buying a Porsche GT3 RS, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not on that level, man. I'm not on your level. Not all of us got NQ shorts for 2,000 yesterday, man. It would be nice, but not all of us are on that level. That's a lot of ticks. I don't know how much a GT3 RS, but is a lot of ticks. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not on your level yet, man. Gold, a little bit of a range here, guys. I'm trying to see if we can break out. You know, at any point we could break out, we can get our trade. Be patient for it. Nice, Dave. Aaron, what would you say is the best way to grow a XFA balance and get a big payout? The key to growing XFA and getting a big payout is not focusing on growing an XFA and getting a big payout. If you put all your focus on getting a big payout, you end up holding trades for unnecessary longer than you normally would, longer than you said you would. You end up trading bigger size. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. One good trade at a time. Exactly. So the key to getting a good... you shouldn't be focused on getting a big payout. You should be focused on getting consistent payouts. Because it's all well and good, you know, jumping in that one big jackpot trade, you get like a 5-10K payout, and then you lose it next month. You want to... what's better for you guys is to get like 2,000 to 3,000 consistently a month, as opposed to just having one 10K payout and then losing it. So the key to a big payout is, yeah, like Sean said, trade NFP. The key to getting consistent payouts is focusing on the markets and focusing on taking good quality trades. And a byproduct of taking good quality trades is you will get consistent payouts. But to me, if I want to get, you know, consistent payouts and decent sized payouts, it's not trying to take out, you know, 5 to 10K on one account. For me, it's taking, you know, 2 to 3 across a couple accounts. Yeah, I think it is, David. Yeah, I'm watching that NQ trade, man. Absolutely. NQ on this 30-minute could shape up for some longs. If we break out here in NQ, I like potential longs here. Definitely, man. Definitely. Because that 15 closure, you know, we look at the time down here, that's also going to be the 30-minute close. So if we get a 15-minute fake out here on NQ, what will that look like on the 30-minute? It would look like a lovely wick rejection of the support. Like this. And that's one thing I'm always doing here, guys. You know, if I look at this 15 and go, we've closed below, we're about to close back above, I go, okay, cool, it's 8.25. Well, this is the same 2 15-minute candles of the 30. So in the back of my mind, I'm picturing in my head that the 30 minutes is going to look something nice like this. A nice rejection of that support. Tagging some lows down here, holding 24,700. Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So yeah, the key to getting big payouts, you want to scale to like 3 to 5 to plus thousand a month is scaling your trading accounts. But before that, you have to gain consistency. If you don't have consistency, then don't try and focus on big payouts. Focus on getting consistent, and the big payouts will come with time. But don't even make payouts or money a goal. You want the goal to be taking the best traders I can and becoming the best trader I can be. And then from that, that's when you're going to start to get the payouts. I trade my XFA with so much fear compared to the combine. Again, that's normal. And again, it's an emotional attachment to the money. So what you kind of have to get good at. And for me, it kind of came from losing a couple of accounts and losing funded accounts to kind of become very numb to them. You want to become as emotionless to these accounts as you can. And like I say, that's what I said to you guys. Hide your balance, change your charts to ticks, and just focus on the markets. Don't focus on trying to achieve a payout or trying to make a certain amount of money or trying to make a certain dollar amount a day. Just focus on the markets. Focus on the markets and focus on what's right in front of you. Because if you're so glued to the money all the time, you're just going to hold yourself back for so long. And if you do trade your XFA with fear, you just have to, you got to remember, it's like you pass the combine, so you're doing something right. You have to trade the XFA the exact same way you trade the combine. And the way people trade demo so well, but so bad in live markets, is purely from the emotional aspect. Because demo and sometimes combines don't bring in that emotional aspect. And that's the biggest part of trading. So one thing that does help is just, to be honest, time. Time does help with that. Potential 30-minute breakout coming in here on gold, guys. We didn't grab the lows, but if we do break out, there's potential to see gold higher here. So let's see. We've got 2 minutes. If this 15-minute close bullish, I'd be in now. However, it didn't. But if this 15-minute close bullish, great. We'll see if we can get some longs. How much to withdraw from your first payout? Build some buffer, then withdraw, or just take it right when I can? No, I mean, you want to leave enough in there to allow yourself to keep trading. Otherwise, if you take a payout and then just lose it, you're going to be back to square one again. Yeah, maybe some long shaping up here, guys. Let's see. Maybe some long shaping up here on gold. Remember, from here to here is a 90 tick range. Beautiful. I might see if I can get it one contract. Let me see here. Let's go ticks. Let's go back. Your first payout can just be like, could be a couple $100. Like I said to you guys, don't underestimate the power of just taking out a couple $100. It really helps you mentally. So it depends on where you're at mentally, how long you've been grinding for. But if you just focus so much on trying to build the biggest buffer, then mentally you'll get to a point of burnout, and then you could end up losing the whole entire thing. So take out a couple $100, $200, $300, $500, just so you can actually see it hit your account. Like, wow, I actually did this from looking at these candlesticks on a screen. Doesn't have to be thousands. Sometimes just taking out $200, $300, $400, $500 and going to buy something physical from the shop, whatever it may be, really helps you zone in that, wow, this is actually real and I can actually do this. But if you keep trying to build up the buffer and you focus too much on the buffer and you lose it, you'll be very disappointed in yourself. So don't try and build up too much. Potential longs coming up here on gold, guys. In 1 minute, we're getting a 15-minute breakout. We're also getting a 30-minute breakout. It's looking like we're going to come up for an hourly wick fill here. So I like these. I like this 30-minute breakout. Nice fake out confirmation as well. I'm copy trading 3 accounts right now. Copy trading 3 here. Let's see. 27 seconds here, guys. We want to see this 30 come down for a bit of a bottom wick. Then we want to see if we can get these longs back up into this range here. Be risking about 30 ticks to see if we can make about 60 to 70 to potentially 100, depending on how fast we move here. We do want to see some volume kicking because we've been slow so far. So I do want to see some volume come in here on gold. Let's see. Quick dip and then potential longs. And we've got these pre-London highs, and then we also have these Asia highs up here as well. Yeah, I'm taking a long here on Goldie. Let's see. 70 ticks. I will have a hard stop down here just in case, but I will close before that. And I want to see if this 30 can hold at least above here. at least above here and flip and drive. If we close back below, it'll be a very quick exit. Big trend line coming down. Yeah, big trend line coming down, man. Very, very, very big trend line. That's why I'm surprised we didn't maybe liquidate some more highs yesterday before seeing this sell off. That's why I didn't short gold yesterday. I was trying to look for a little bit more of a grab. So we come straight. Let's see. Yeah, I want to see gold hold this level. So I don't want to see it come back down here. So to me, this is a good management point. I want to see this 30 bottom wick and flip. If we flip from here, you know, as soon as we tag these previous highs, these would be good management points. But to be honest, I want to see if we can drive this much higher. It's a very nice looking 30-minute fake out here on this currency chart as well. So you want to see this 30-minute hold and drive. If this 30-minute close is bearish, then you're very likely range, so you can get out pretty quick. But the 30-minute here closed above, below, straight back above. So now we'll see flip and a drive from, on the currency chart, around, let's say, 37.43 is the level that I want to see held for longs. So you're looking for something like this. Let's see. How did that 30-minute close on NQ? Because NQ was shaping up as well. Oh yeah, nice. If I wasn't in gold, this is also a nice trade here as well. Look at that 30-minute wick rejection here on NQ. I'm already in gold, so I'm not going to jump in this NQ trade. That's a nice 30-minute liquidity grab there. This is why I said, remember, I said to you guys, I don't want to be shorting NQ here. You just had that nice grab, the lows, wicked all the way back above. So now you want to see if NQ can come for a bit of a retracement. I don't know what Sammy's up to. Sammy's making some noises over there. Here he is. He's awake. Sammy heard a gold trade, now he's awake. What do you think about that NQ liquidity grab? I'm long from 24.729. I think that's a very nice trade, man. Oh yeah, look at this on NQ. So you're long from 24.729. 729. Yeah. I like that trade, man. I like that trade. That's a very nice trade. I kind of prefer this more than gold. I'm already in gold, but yeah, this looks nice. The only thing with this NQ trade is you do kind of have to be open to managing quite quick. You kind of got resistance here. But yeah, I like this, man. I like it. Looks good to me. If you can break this, cool. More reasons to hold. How high you'd hold? You know, I'm probably just looking for a bit of a 30-point pullback, maybe on NQ. TP on gold is these Asia highs. Management point is pre-London highs. So management pre-London highs, take profit at these Asia highs and this previous breakout level from yesterday. So around 70 to... did I drop out there for a second on YouTube? Are we back on? Just said OBS disconnected. They don't want us to win. All good, cool. Nice squeeze here on gold, guys. Very nice squeeze here. So we can start to manage this a little bit here. Let's have a look. Nice 5-minute liquidity grab. So cool. It's a decent stop there. Risking about 17 to see if we can get about 70. Very nice. Let's see how we... I wish I was in micro so I could close some partials because it's a good management point here. Very, very good management point. Instant top wick. Now I'm gonna close that there, guys. It's about 4 because there's no bottom wick on this 5. I think we can pull back. I'm locking that in there, guys. I just took $380 times 3. Very quick little scalp there. There's entry from here to here. Quick 1 to 2. If you have, I should have gone in 10 micros instead, because I would love to close half here, but I just went in 1 mini. If you have runners, great. See if you can hold it, but 40 ticks in 5 minutes is a good quick scalp. I'll take it. I'll take it. Nice trade. Thank you, man. Thank you. Quick 1200. Because London has been range bound today. London has been range bound. We're hitting previous hourly highs. If I had runners, great, I would hold it. But to be honest, 40 ticks in 5 minutes is a good quick scalp here in the London session. That was so sexy. Close my GC trade, NQ at break even. Nice fab trade. Thank you, man. Yeah, GDP as well. Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, lovely 350. If I, like I said, I probably should have just gone in 10 markers so I could close 50 and hold the rest. But the way this tagged these lows and closed that bullish, you know, they will very likely fill this range. But I'm happy to lock it in. Great trade, sir. Thank you, sir. Clean, bro. Thank you, man. Nice quick trade. Thanks for the trades. Glad you got it. Glad you got it. If you guys are still holding, remember, more upside targets. But remember, it's been a range-bound London session. We have GDP later on. 40 ticks in 5 minutes is good. If you're still in, fantastic. Look at all the W's in the YouTube chat. Look at that. Cool. YouTube guys, remember, drop a like for the Top Step stream here as well. It's not about just copying the trades. It's about understanding the reasons behind the trade. That's what's the most important part here. And if you guys do have runners, great. You're still holding a very, very, very nice trade. A very nice trade. Volume cutting in and out, really? Says I have pretty perfect connection. Oh, there you go. Getting a bit of a squeeze high, guys. Remember, if you have runners here, this is why you want runners here on gold. Oh, look at that. NQ breaking back higher as well. NQ breaking back higher, gold breaking back higher. Two very nice calls there. Very, very, very nice calls there. Wow, look at that. Chat is on fire. Look at that. Everyone's smashing the W's. Reasons for this trade, guys, is most people trying to short this level, stops above. We're buying up into where most people are trying to sell. That's the whole liquidity play here. It sounds like my mic, really? Is my mic on? So this is my proper mic. So you're pretty much about to tag them highs. Nice pre-London highs there. What are you up here? 60, 70, almost 75-ish ticks. You're coming that close to the highs. Maybe locking that in there. Joke's nice. 6 to 7 micros closed. Yeah, amazing, Sean. Beautiful work. You guys holding up runners. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Good job. The runners are the key there. I should, like I said, as my mistake, I should have gone in 10 micros because I would have loved to have held some runners. Sometimes it's better jumping in the micros. There you go. Full highs hit there. Full highs hit there on Goldie. Full highs hit. Yeah, nice to see the trades come on London, 100%, Sean. It's the same setup that always come up. It's just nice to see it back in the London session. That's what I was saying, though. Gold was so range-bound pre-London, which was actually nice. Range in pre-London means great. We can get some London Open trades. All at 157 ticks. Wow, look at that. Amazing, Nick. Amazing, amazing. So gold hit the highs there. NQ having a nice squeeze up as well. If you guys are in NQ, you're probably managing risk here as well. So NQ with the nice push. Goldie with the nice push. Two very, very, very nice calls here. NQ, I'd be looking to target this previous level around 24,753, or even 50. 750 is probably a nice level. Take you around 20 points. Yeah, nice work. Nice work, Nick. We're doing the same here, man. Just closed 450 on this combine. Amazing, amazing, amazing. 450 on a combine is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very, very nice. So nice squeeze there on NQ. Nice squeeze there on gold. Look at that, gold came out to tag them high. So, yeah, 157 ticks. That's absolutely amazing. 157 ticks is huge. Absolutely huge. Yeah, I agree, Luke. I wonder if this is going to be the level where we're going to pull back from. You got the currency chart back at that 3750 level. So currency chart back at 3750. You're back at that big breakout level from yesterday. This is going to be a big make or break level here for gold. But yeah, for guys who are asking the reasons behind this trade, there's a few reasons. If I just let's get rid of all this for a second. There's a few reasons for this trade. So thought process coming into today is, you look at this on the hourly time frame. What does gold have here? It's got 2 hourly equal highs. So what did we say when gold was all the way down here? What does this wick rejection look like? To me, if gold, and we said this before we even started moving here on gold, we said if gold's going to have a reversal or a push down, we're very likely to come up, tag the highs, and then potentially get that push. So reasons for the longs is, to me, this is a level where a lot of people would be trying to short, stop sitting down just above here, looking for this huge play down. So I'm trying to understand what are most people trying to do and how can we take advantage of it. So I'm trying to buy up into where most people are trying to sell. Now, that was the reason for the direction. The reason for the entry is you had this, don't get me wrong, you did have this nice kind of break, retest level here. The reason I didn't take the buys from here is because the hourly left a pretty decent rejection. So all I wanted to see is just a bit of an hourly breakout. So what do we have here? This, again, is what we talk about literally every single day here, guys. And it's very, very key. It's nice to see it happening when we're on here as well. What is this? This is a closure below the support and closed right back above. What's that? That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fake out. A very, very, very nice 30-minute fake out. What confirms the fake out? This bullish candle closure. So as soon as you see this fake out and you have upside targets, you look to take the flip, you risk off wherever the lows are on the 5-minute or a liquidity grab, you drop down and look for a liquidity grab, which there was a beautiful liquidity grab here on the 5-minute. Look at this. Came down, tagged the lows there, cool. As soon as it breaks high, there's your stop. And then there's your trade. So direction, buying up into where most people are trying to sell. 4-hour highs on the currency, 37.50. Reasons for entry, 30-minute fake out and clear targets. Which just gave you, if you held some runners, 70 ticks. 70 ticks in 30 minutes. So one contract is $700. I took 400 across 3 accounts, which is good enough for me. Say beautiful again for me. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, one of the clearest London setups we've seen in a while. Absolutely. And it was literally the exact same setup here on NQ as well. The reasons for the NQ longs, which we spoke about and you guys asked as well. What's this? What did we just have on gold? What have we just had here on NQ? Literally same thing. What's this? Fake out. 15-minute fake out within the same 2 15-minute candles of the 30-minute. So you break below, you break right back above within the same 30-minute without even needing to look at the 30-minute. I know this is going to be a lovely rejection. It's going to be a lovely rejection of a previous low and 24,700. So there's your nice liquidity grab. There's your trade. There's your morning star. So NQ is a 15-minute fake out with a 30-minute liquidity grab. Gold was a 30-minute fake out with like a 5-minute liquidity grab. So 2 very, very nice positions there, which pretty much did the exact same thing, just on different time frames. So when you guys say to me, what's the best time frame to trade? There is no best time frame to trade. You trade the setup that's ever presenting the nicest. So 15-minute fake out, 30-minute liquidity grab. On gold, the 30-minute close below, cool. Therefore, I need to see a 30-minute closure above, 30-minute fake out. And gold's still squeezing here. I would love to have some runners on this. Very, very, very nice. So with that being said, guys, it is 9:45 a.m. here for me. I am going to wrap up there and I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. I'm going to literally not going to trade for the rest of the day. I'm going to go enjoy Spain, go for some breakfast, enjoy life, trade for freedom. So gold's still running here, guys. If you do have runners, amazing, well done. I'd be looking to secure some pretty decent gains around here. But very nice London scalp here, guys. $400 times 3 accounts. I will absolutely take it. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. If you guys haven't already, be sure to check out the latest video I posted on my YouTube channel. Trade safe. We have a GDP later on as well, which is going to be very, very big. And I'll talk to you guys soon. See you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.